What's shakin'? Hey, I'm Rick Jordan. Today, we're going all in. One of my absolute favorite music artists right now who's been around for a while is Ed Sheeran. And I'm sure that you can relate to that because the dude is just wicked awesome. I mean, the way that he plays with his loop station and everything. I'm a musician. I play guitar. It's really cool, a lot of the stuff that he does. And he's also a really, really good songwriter. Some of the lyrics, and there was a song of his that really hit me just a little bit ago. It's an older one of his. It's called Save Myself. And there was a line in there, and I was like, that hits deep. And I think that you need to hear it today too, because the line is, before I save someone else, got to save myself. And that's like the theme of the whole song. And I wanted to dive into this today with you while you're listening, because I've been in a mode before to where it's like I have compassion on other people, but you know what? You give so much of yourself towards other people, and then we start to neglect ourselves. When we continuously like pour out to everybody else, but we don't fill us up at all or put ourselves in a position to fill ourselves up, there's not much to give. And I need you to grasp this concept today, because there was someone earlier that, I can't remember where it was, but they use this concept of these cups, right? And it's like, hey, you pour one cup into another cup. And like, if that's someone else, like you're pouring somebody out from that. But the issue is that so many of us, because of stuff going on, because of like bottled up emotions, because of issues externally in our lives, or the situations that we keep ourselves in, because we're scared to leave, we're scared to change the environment, we're scared to change the scenario, because we're pleasing that individual, we're pleasing those people at the office or in the relationship or in life, that our cup is really only like a half full to begin with, or a quarter full or a third full. It's not all the way to the top, and it's like, I'm just going to give some more. I'm just going to give some more, because I really think that if I just give a little more, things will be okay. And you know what? Maybe you're a compassionate person, an empathetic person like I am, and you really just genuinely want to give. So maybe it's not out of people pleasing, but you also are like, man, I just really want to help that person. But maybe in that moment of your life, you're starting to take a look around and you're like, I don't have much energy. I don't have much going on right now because of the things that I have to deal with. Maybe work is stressful. Maybe a relationship is breaking. Maybe just my own heart. There's something that I'm regretting that I didn't do 10 years ago. And it's really hitting me that I missed an opportunity, and now I really want to go after it, but I don't know what to do. And it's going to require a lot of work, but I have all these other responsibilities and people that I feel obligated to. Before I save someone else, got to save myself. I want you to grab onto that today, because that, going back to that cup concept, the only way that you can, in health, give to other people is out of an abundance in your own life. I want that to sink in. Because that cup, it needs to be your cup. It needs to be overflowing to where you're consistently feeding yourself, because that's saving yourself. Is consistently feeding yourself. You are saving yourself from your own disrespect. You are saving yourself from being burnt out by continuously filling your own cup. And when you go above and beyond out of your own abundance, when that cup is overflowing, that's when you can stack like 5, 8, 27 cups around it with other people that can literally just like live off of your overflow, off of your abundance, because you know what? You can't fit any more into that cup. Imagine that right now. Close your eyes and think about like a clear water glass that just continuously has a faucet running into it to where this thing can't hold anymore. And what happens when it can't hold anymore? When it's filled to its own fill level, it spills out all around. And if it's just spilling out onto a counter, what good is it? But if you have other cups around it that can pick up that overflow, other people around you that can pick up the overflow of your own abundance that you've created in your own life, that's a healthy way, because you can be the person to fill up those other cups if you want. But if you don't have that faucet on of continuously filling yourself up, of continuously bringing your own resources, of continuously not looking at the lack with the faucet off, but continuously finding ways to keep that faucet turned on and just focusing on what is coming in, your cup will continue to overflow, and you can fill up the cups of people around you. If you have some issues in your life right now, but you see a friend or something, this is so easy to do. This is another reason why people do this, is because you see somebody else who needs help, and it gives you a distraction. when you see somebody else needing help. It gives you a distraction from your own problems. It gives you a reprieve so you're not mentally dwelling on your own garbage that you should be dealing with because somebody else has their own stuff, and there you go, you just rush in. You rush in to go help the person that you may care about, you may not care about, and maybe somebody close to you, or maybe a freaking stranger. Just because it's a distraction from your own problems that you're procrastinating on dealing with, that you don't want to face. So of course you're going to jump into something else that pulls you away, that distracts you from your own problems in your life. Why not go fix somebody else instead of fix yourself? It's a lot easier to try to go give somebody else advice than to take your own for yourself. In that place, before another lyric in the song is, before I blame somebody else, gotta blame myself. So true. That is looking introspectively to see what you did to put yourself in this situation, or keep yourself in that crappy situation, or just even in a situation that you don't want to be in. It's not what you completely envisioned for your life, but you keep yourself in that because you keep going out and trying to save somebody else or distract yourself by even blaming other people for what you're in right now. Before you blame somebody else, you got to blame yourself. Which means when you start looking at that, it's like, well, what can I change now? Shoot, if I take full responsibility for this, that's freaking scary. That's really scary to take full responsibility for your own life and your own position that you're in right now. Happy, unhappy, sad, whatever. It's very tough and it's very commendable to take that position in your life before where you're saying, you know what? I got myself into this. But when you do that, that's when your power comes, because when you say, I got myself into this, what follows is I can get myself out of it. If my own energy created what this is right now that I don't want to be in, that means that I'm strong enough. I was strong enough to create this, which just by default means that I am strong enough to get out of this. And when you have both of those combined, man, you just leveled up everything in your life. It's freaking amazing. Freaking amazing. And the last lyric in this song that I absolutely love, which has to do with exactly what I'm talking about right now, is before I love someone else, I got to love myself. When you are blaming other people around you, or when you're trying to save other people around you, rather than saving yourself or taking responsibility and blaming yourself, which means that you can actually get out of that scenario too, you are not loving yourself. You're starting to put your love out to everybody else because you might not think that you're actually worthy of even saving yourself or worthy of having something better. Because this is like regret. This is a scenario to where you're just wallowing in your own self-pity. And I know that sounds harsh, but it is what it is. When you recognize where you're at, you can actually recognize how to move forward. When you accept the truth of where you are, you can finally find the path forward to get where you want to be. And the only way to do that is to love yourself. Show yourself the love. Show yourself love, and this is important because the next step after loving yourself, once you can actually do that, or a good starting point anyways, is actually forgiving yourself for what you've done to get yourself into the scenario you're in right now. Forgiveness is like the easiest path to love. So what I want you to do today is I want you to go into a mirror. If it's in a bathroom in your house, if it's in your bedroom, one that you get dressed in, if it's in a restroom at a store, whatever it is, and something's coming up. Listen, I've stopped dead in my tracks in an airport before, recognizing this stuff without a mirror, and just started bawling in the middle of O'Hare Airport, like crying. I mean, people looking at me, whatever, because in that moment I was able to forgive myself and move forward on something that was holding me back for a decade. Who cares what other people think? If you care so much about what other people think, you're not loving yourself and you're not going to move past this. The easiest way to start loving yourself is to forgive yourself. So before you love someone else, you got to love yourself.